Hey, Charles Hoffman here from Plugin Alliance. BX Tonebox by Brainworx is a modular multi-effect plugin that adds color, movement, and character to your tracks. It provides 6 effect modules including noise, drift, circuit, drive, comp, and filter. Combined, these modules provide creative textures ranging from vintage warmth to aggressive lo-fi distortion. When you want to add flavor to a sound, BX Tonebox is a great choice. You can use it on drums, basses, synths, guitars, vocals, and much more. It's also possible to create incredibly complex effects that make for great ear candy by automating BX Tonebox's parameters. To demo Brainworx's BX Tonebox, start a free Plugin Alliance subscription trial using the link below. This will give you access to all of Plugin Alliance's products for 30 days. BX Tonebox's UI is built around this module rack in the center, which has 6 slots. To add a module, hover over an empty slot and select a module. To remove a module, click the X icon in the top right corner. You can reorder modules by dragging them to a new slot. If that slot's occupied, they'll swap positions. The order of your modules affects how they interact. Signal flows from top to bottom. Each module's channels can be routed independently. If you click the routing button in the bottom right corner, you can selectively process the left and right channels, mid and side channels, mids only, sides only, etc. This lets you do things like apply saturation only to the mid channel or add noise just to the sides. To bypass a module, click the bypass button. The noise module adds artifacts like vinyl crackle and cassette hum to your audio. A mount blends between your original signal and the noise. There are 16 noise types available. Follow affects a volume envelope follower within the module. If you set the amount to 100%, you'll get constant high-level noise. Turning up follow to 100% causes the volume of the noise to follow the volume envelope of your original signal. The louder and quieter the original signal gets, the louder and quieter the noise gets. You can also set negative follow values, causing the noise to reduce in level as the unprocessed signal gets louder. Tone shifts the color of the noise using a tilt filter. Positive values make the noise brighter, and negative values make the noise darker. The high-pass control applies a simple high-pass filter to the noise, letting you roll off low-end rumble. Drift is a module that adds pitch or volume modulation depending on the target you've selected. Both wow and flutter affect the target. Wow is intended for slow modulation, and flutter for fast modulation. Both knobs affect the signal simultaneously. This is most obvious when the target is set to volume. If you select a small wow frequency value and a high flutter frequency value, the overall sound will appear like a gradual ocean wave with little ripples in it. The circuit module degrades your signal by reducing its bit depth and sample rate. Dropping the sample rate causes aliasing. And the bits parameter reduces bit depth, ultimately introducing noise. You also have a low-pass filter to roll off harshness. The amount knob acts as expected, blending the dry and wet signals. Drive adds saturation to your signal. There are 10 saturation algorithms. Turning up the amount knob increases the intensity of saturation applied. With positive values selected, the dynamic parameter applies more drive to loud signals. Negative values reduce saturation on louder signals, which can help maintain clarity. Mix blends the original signal with the processed signal. This is different from the amount knob in that it's a simple dry-wet blend control. Turning up the amount is what's going to apply richer and more heavily distorted tones to the wet signal. Wet gain adjusts the level of the processed signal. The comp module provides dynamic range reduction to your sound. Amount adjusts how much compression is applied by controlling parameters like threshold and ratio under the hood. Analog is based on an optical compressor with a fixed ratio and sidechain high-pass filter at 90 Hz. Digital is cleaner, faster, and more precise. The ratio ranges from 2:1 to 6:1 depending on the amount, and it also has a 90 Hz high-pass filter. Bus is designed for instrument groups and master tracks. It uses a quick attack, slow release, fixed ratio of 2:1, and a 120 Hz high-pass filter. Limiter limits the signal with a fixed 300 millisecond release, followed by hard clipping. Two-band is a dual-band version of the analog algorithm with a crossover at 300 Hz, helping you control bass without squashing the highs. Mix and wet gain work just like in the drive module. The filter module provides different filtering and EQ options. There are 16 filter types to choose from. The available controls change based on which filter you've selected. In particular, the comb filters can sound really cool when you automate the frequency, resulting in otherworldly sci-fi effects. At the bottom of the interface, you'll find the global controls. The intensity knob scales the main amount parameters of all modules at once. This is useful for dialing in a tone and then adjusting the overall effect with a single control. The movement knob introduces randomized variation to each module's main parameter over time, giving your sound an organic quality. You can choose between uniform mode, where all modules use the same modulation waveform, or random mode, where each module is modulated independently. There are input and output gain controls with metering on either side. In the top toolbar, you have a global bypass switch and UI scaling options, undo and redo buttons. There are 4 parameter banks labeled A, B, C, and D. You can copy settings from one bank to another, make changes, and toggle between them. Reset clears the settings for the current bank. I'm going to get a little technical here to explain a behavior that might seem a bit odd, but that you need to know about. This will also give you some insight into how plugins work. Parameter automation in BX Tonebox is saved to the slot, not the module. This means if you automate the drive module's amount knob in slot 3 and then move it to slot 1, that automation will no longer apply, unless you move it back to slot 3. Now, the reason for this is stability. DAWs expect a plugin's parameters to remain constant. The problem is that when you start rearranging modules to construct different signal paths, those parameters would normally shift around, breaking any automation you've already written. BX Tonebox handles this by assigning a dedicated set of parameters to each slot rather than to the modules themselves. Each slot has a full batch of each module's parameters available for mapping. Let me show you what I mean. If I automate drive amount in slot 3, you see drive amount 3. If I move this to slot 4 and do the same thing, this is drive amount 4. It's a different parameter. The parameter settings have essentially been copied from slot 3 to slot 4, so this amount and this amount are different parameters that require different automation mappings. This is a fundamental limitation of plugin formats like VSTs and audio units. The way BX Tonebox approaches this is actually quite smart. You still get the flexibility of rearranging your signal flow, you can load multiple instances of the same modules, and it's still possible to automate parameters in your DAW, as long as you treat your slot positions as the permanent home for your automation data. So with this in mind, it makes sense to create your chain first and apply automation second. To demo Brainworx BX Tonebox, start a free Plugin Alliance subscription trial using the link below. If this video helped you out, give it a like and subscribe to the Plugin Alliance YouTube channel for more walkthroughs like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.